Alright folks, Mr. Rinaldi here again. We're going to talk about the timeshift tool and how to use that to improve our multiple track recordings. So when I say multiple tracks, I mean that each individual instrument is recorded separately. This can be done in any number of ways, by isolating people in different rooms, by recording to a click track. That's the track that just goes. So it can be incredibly annoying, but it's incredibly helpful. This helps, and using this method of recording multiple tracks helps a producer or an audio engineer sync things up and manipulate things later. So what you see here are 6 different tracks: backing vocals, top to bottom, backing vocals, bass stems, drums, guitars, lead vocals, and harmony with piano and strings. And you can see that this is an entire song about 4.5 minutes long. This is actually the song Reckoner by Radiohead. And when you buy the album online, they included all the individual isolated tracks from the album. Now that leaves me the opportunity to manipulate these tracks in different ways. So let's listen to this track. I've taken one of them out of sync. I think you can see it pretty clearly. I'll zoom in on it. You can see that this track right here does not start at the beginning like the rest of them do. You can see how they all start at the beginning, and then there's this guy off to the side. Let's listen to what that result is. Oh my gosh, that is awful. It sounds like they're not even paying attention to each other. But we can fix that. So this is the tool I really want to bring to your attention today. This is that timeshift tool. We can take an entire audio region, move it left to right, or basically sync it up with any other tracks that we need to. So that's located right here. I'm going to click on that. So now that I have that selected, you can see how it makes my cursor match this symbol right here. So once that cursor's changed, I can move this track left to right. But be careful, you don't want to move it too far. I can move it as far as I want to, and there's going to be a little yellow line that's going to appear when I've hit the beginning of the track. Boom. Oops, I moved it too far. Let's try that one more time. Boom. So now this should be all synced up. Let's listen to it at the same spot. I'll turn my awful humming microphone off for a moment so you can hear it. Now, I can also use this tool to mess things up if I really wanted to, but I would caution you against that. I could just take these tracks and move them around willy-nilly, but in the end, that's really not going to create a better sounding project for me. I can also use this, and if you remember our video from overdubbing, I can create short samples of me playing additional tracks on top of this. So if I make sure I have no track selected, I can add a new track, stereo track. It's going to record right from my headset microphone, which isn't ideal, but I can do things like this, where I will add some random track. Here we go. And I can hear, this is part of overdubbing, I can hear what is already been recorded while I'm recording. So you guys can see here that I've recorded a couple of, I guess we'll just call them percussion tracks or claps. Oops, and I put them in the wrong track. But I'm going to close that one as we don't need it. And it's going to sound a little weird because the ambiance in my studio here is different than the ambiance. If you remember back to our reverb and echo lesson. You're going to notice that difference right around here. I'll raise the volume a little bit. But let's say I wanted to make that sound like a bunch of people clapping. I can duplicate this track, make sure I have my track selected, duplicate, it just gave me a new one right below it. I can use my timeshift tool now to move this over ever so subtly. Oops, I have them both selected, don't want that. It's that lesson about always having the one you want selected, not the multiple tracks selected. If I move this over just a hair, it may sound like two people clapping now. Now I encourage you when you do stuff like this to really plan it out ahead of time. I just wanted to show you how this works so you can go ahead and improve your projects. So this is the end of that video, and I hope that's been informative for you folks, and have a great day.